I come from a working class background. My father, I think, never ever did anything else but vote Labor. Coming from that background, I started to try and work out what the Australia was that I wanted. I believe the party that supports the person self-achieving is the party that I prefer, provided they have some compassion. I'm 67, retired 2 years ago. A few restrictions, coming from 2 incomes down to superannuation and a pension. There obviously had to be some adjustments. Don't go to the Opera House nearly as much as we used to, but we're still able to live comfortably.
Right, well, let's go and have a cup of tea.
I think it is the instant gratification generation. Gough Whitlam was the start of it. We were told that the country owed us more than we owed the country. When I think back, my parents moved into a house, had no gas, no water, no electricity, no sewage. Nowadays, when kids move into their first houses, they're moving into ones with 4 bedrooms, ensuite, swimming pool down the back, the 42-inch plasma screen, and they're expecting to have it at the start. For us, it took 30 years to get. And I think my grandchildren's generation, I hate to think what they'll want. As long as they don't burn my lips, I'll be right. We have 2 sons, both of whom are married. My eldest son has bought a house just recently. Concerns for them? I'm old enough to remember paying 17 and 18% interest on my own mortgage. The percentage that young people have to borrow these days of their income is much higher than I had to borrow, and therefore they're much more susceptible to interest rates. So I know that if I hurt under 17%, I know it'll be a disaster for them. You know, when you don't want to think too much about anything, you just come in and switch off and play it for a few minutes and you're ready to face the world again. I would trust the Conservative government, or the coalition government that we have, to keep interest rates and those sorts of things lower than the opposition. But we're not being given an alternative. And practically every policy, it's a case of me too. I expected to see a real kerfuffle over the pulp mill down in Tasmania. Peter Garrett calmly gets up and says, we agree with the policy. It just strikes me that they're wallpapering over all their philosophical differences and saying, really, we're just another form of Conservative government. At the moment, for us as retirees, under the, I believe, prudent fiscal administration of this current government, our part pension just went up to double what it was, which makes it easier for us, if we need to help our 2 sons. And I'd hate to see that put at risk. It's sort of like the old Gough Whitlam, it's time election. We've been told it's time for John Howard to go because he's old. Too old for what? Okay, John Howard can't speak Mandarin, but I tell you what, he can speak an awful lot of common sense.